Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. It's me, your host, Tiffany, and I'm back with another trailer reaction. I know you're going to be like, we getting another trailer reaction? Yes, you are. We're getting back to back trailer reactions for you guys. Um, so if you didn't see last week's episode, I did a trailer reaction to Five Nights at Freddy's. If you missed that, you can catch that on my YouTube channel or on my Facebook page. It's all Tiffany's TVscape. If you ever want to find me, if you ever want to find the podcast, it's pretty much all the same name. So if you missed that, go ahead and check that out, and then you can come back to this one. Even though this is a live stream, don't worry. This is being recorded. I always record my live streams, and so it'll go up on my YouTube channel after this. And then I did want to make it clear that since I kind of switched over from going live through Facebook to YouTube, now when I upload videos, if you go to my YouTube channel, my videos are going to be under the live tab. So if you're going to videos and you're like, well, it doesn't look like she's uploaded anything in a while, it's because everything's going to be under live now because I'm going live through YouTube. So just to make that clear, if you guys are looking for new episodes on my YouTube, it's going to be under live now because I'm doing live streams to YouTube. And of course, if that changes, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, just wanted to make that clear. I don't want to talk too much. I want to jump right into the trailer because this one's about to be scary, y'all. Like the one I did last week was a horror movie, but this is about to be like legit scary because this is coming from all of the, the whole Conjuring universe. If you know, you know. We'll get into it afterwards. Let's just jump into it because I really haven't seen it. Like I kind of heard about it. It came out a couple days ago, but I'm interested to see what's going to be happening in the second one. So let me share my screen. Every time I go to share my screen and ask me for like permission, I'm like, girl, I already gave you permission. So hopefully you guys are seeing this and hopefully you can hear it and everything like that. I always try to make sure that I'm not having like technical difficulties, basically. So yeah, hopefully you guys can see this. And of course, let me know in the comments. As I'm live streaming through YouTube, one of the good things about this is that you guys can leave comments and I should be able to see it. I felt like with Facebook, that was a little bit more difficult. Their system is a little different. So it really was like I was only seeing comments like after I went live, which was kind of like missing the point of like being able to like interact with people. So if you want to drop in and say hi, you could do that. If you have comments or questions or anything like that, or just whatever. If you want to react with me, let's do that. But yeah, let's get into it. Dude, the trailer is like 2 minutes, and usually trailers, I felt like usually trailers are a little bit shorter than this, but
there's something wrong with the school.
Okay, see, they already acted.
Something doesn't feel right.
Sophie, what happened?
I think there's something here that's not meant to be.
Hold on, pause. As soon as I saw that, I'm gone. Like I don't understand why in these movies when they know something is wrong, like something bad or negative or evil is around you and you're still sticking around. Granted, it looks like they're in some type of like Catholic school or something like that, so maybe they can't just up and leave, but like I'm leaving. I don't care. I'll suffer the consequences later. I'm leaving. I'm going. Listen, I'm leaving. I'm going.
What did you see?
I saw a nun.
I'm also not doing that. Look at all those roaches. Oh, that just gave me the heebie-jeebies.
What
was it got?
She's standing there.
This thing, it's come back for me.
This demon was once an angel. Rejected by God. Stripped of power.
It wants that power back.
I'm leaving. I'm going.
It's okay to be scared. I'm scared too.
You send that thing back to hell.
know something's gonna happen. This is making me nervous. See, they're already doing too much, and this is just the trailer. Let's everybody take a deep breath. Let's everybody take a deep breath. Oh, okay, I see my mom's comment. Yes, we can see and hear you. Okay, good. Thank you. Um, yeah, I need to hold on. Let me take a deep breath from that because that last part actually made me really anxious. But yeah, but that's a good sign though, because if like the trailer is really looking that scary, I would assume that the movie will be as well. Although I know sometimes like you watch trailers and they look really good, and then you go see the movie and you're like, it really wasn't all that. But I feel like um going back to even in the trailer how it talked about like the Conjuring universe and everything, I think all of those movies have, well, it seems like all of those movies have done pretty well, especially like within the horror sector. So I feel like it has potential to do pretty good. And fun fact, I didn't know this until I looked it up. So out of all the different movies within like the Conjuring universe, the Nun, the first one, is actually like the highest grossing film, which I was kind of surprised by that because um I thought that like the Annabelle movies were a little bit more popular than the Nun was, but I guess a lot of people went to go see that one. So that's the most popular, like highest grossing one as of right now. So will the second one outdo the first one? I don't know. We'll see. Comes out September 8th. That's the month of my birthday. So I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to go see that for my birthday. I'm kind of scared to go see that by myself. I mean, there's certain movies that I went to go see, like there's certain horror movies that I went to go see by myself. I went to go see Megan, Nope, Scream 6. So movies like that, I think like the slasher type of like sci-fi movies, I'm okay with seeing by myself, but this is gonna be like pure horror, I can already tell. So yeah, if anybody wants to come with me, then maybe I'll go. But I would like to see it to give you guys a review and just to kind of be able to like talk about what happens in the film and then how it connects to some of the other ones because I don't even know how many movies there are within like the whole Conjuring thing. So I've definitely seen the first Conjuring. I feel like that's the most memorable one to me because that one was really scary and that came out way back in like 2013. If you guys remember, let me know in the comments. And then I seen Conjuring 2. That one was scary. I think that was when they first showed the Nun, if I'm not mistaken. I seen the first Annabelle. I don't think I saw the sequels to Annabelle, so like a lot of that I missed out on. And then I saw a little bit of the first Nun. So I've seen like maybe like 3 or 4 out of all it's like 10 movies now, I think. So there's a lot of like holes for me where I don't really know what happened, but I do recognize Sister Irene, which is the character in this one. She was in the first Nun. So, and then she says like she's coming back for me. So this is definitely like a true sequel where it looks like maybe some years have passed and she's thinking that, all the events that happened before it's done for good, but clearly it's not because this demon lady is back again. So, um yeah, she gonna be going after her, and it looks like there's some new characters in there. Like I said, Storm Reed, the actor Storm Reed, is in this one. I didn't know that. I was kind of surprised to see her. And I know she's kind of done some. I feel like some of the last like couple movies that I've seen her in have been kind of like thriller type movies. So kind of cool to see her doing that, to be a part of this universe. But yeah, that's the trailer. Let me know what you guys think. Like if you're gonna go see it in theaters. Like I said, I don't know. I want to see it, but then I'm like scared to go by myself. So maybe I will just go, just purely for the podcast, purely for you. I'll do it so I can give you guys a good review or a bad review depending on how it turns out. But yeah, I'm curious to see if you guys are excited to see the movie, or if you've seen the previous, like the first Nun movie, or if you've seen all the Conjuring movies, like how you think this one will connect with other ones. I'm kind of curious about that. I think like how the Nun coming back, like what's that going to do for, I'm sure they'll make another movie. Like it'll probably be a Nun 3 or like another Conjuring movie or something, and it'll all be connected. They'll find some way to connect it, I guess. So I'm kind of interested to see that. Um One of the other movies, completely different turn from the Nun 2, is the Barbie movies coming out at the end of this month. So I do kind of want to see that. I've heard some mixed reviews about it. So again, if I go see it, of course I'll give you guys a movie review on that. But um I feel like that's going to be probably like one of the biggest movies this year, or at least the biggest movie of the summer. So honestly, just purely for that, just purely for the trend of it, I kind of want to see it just to see um if it's kind of like more for adults or if it's really a kids movie, because it's Barbie, but I think it's rated PG or like PG-13 or something. So I don't know. We'll see about that one. But yeah, there you have it with the Nun 2. It looks like there's gonna be some pretty good. I know this is like really early because it's still summer and everything, but it looks like there's gonna be some pretty good like horror movies and even some like horror TV shows that are gonna be coming out this year, which I'm looking forward to. Um, and it's funny for me to even say that because like I would have never. I never used to be that way. I was like, oh, I'm too scared to watch anything like that. But now I kind of see like I think I just kind of have more interest in it too because I like to see what goes on, like how things are made, like what goes on behind the scenes with films and TV shows. And especially with me doing this podcast, I feel like I have more of an excuse to go and see movies or to watch TV shows because then I'm like, well, I can bring it back to you guys and then I'll have cool content to talk about and to give you guys. So, you know, it is what it is. But let me see. So it looks like okay, the trailer, the Nun 2 trailer dropped like a couple days ago, and there's already 10 million views. So yeah, it looks like this one might be a banger, y'all. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are gonna go see this one. I don't remember what year the last Nun movie came out. It has to have been a few years now. So and surprisingly it wasn't like because I feel like usually when you have a good franchise, whether it be horror or a different genre, I think nowadays usually if it's something that they see the movie studios and everything, if they see that it's popular, they're gonna start cranking out movies like every year, like every other year. So I'm kind of surprised that like we're just now getting the Nun 2 because I think with the box office success that the first one had, I would think that they would have been like, yeah, let's go ahead and make another like a second one for next year. But I guess I don't know, maybe because of the pandemic or something, I don't know, or maybe they were kind of unsure how they wanted to move forward, but it looks like they're definitely moving forward with this one. And then, like I said, feel like usually if they make two, there's going to be three, there's probably going to be four. Um, I don't know if they'll all be Nun movies. They'll probably make more Conjuring movies, I feel like, at least, or maybe more Annabelle movies. I don't know. But I know the actor, I think his name is Patrick Wilson, I think. He's in the first, well, I think was he in the second one? I know he's in the first Conjuring movie. He's like in that whole Insidious stuff now. Well, I shouldn't say now because he's been in it, but I've seen trailers for that. Like it's another Insidious movie, so I know he's doing press for that. So I don't know, like if they bring him back for the Conjuring stuff, like I don't know what that's gonna look like, but I'd be interested to see him come back because I liked him being in the movies. I think maybe that was part of the reason why I liked the first one because it was like just the story itself was like really interesting, but it was just really scary because it was all um like everything bad that was happening, it was all paranormal. So it was like you couldn't see. There was no monster to look at. It was like everything was just happening and they couldn't see what was doing it or who was doing it. So I feel like that made it more scary. Whereas like sometimes in horror movies, I think when they show the monster too early on or they keep showing the monster, you're kind of like, okay, like we've seen what the thing looks like now. It's not as scary. So yeah, for me the first one was like really, I think, impactful, I would say. um but like I said, this one, the Nun, seems to be like the biggie of out of all the other movies. So we'll see what's gonna happen with Sister Irene. I'm like, girl, if I was you, I'd have been gone. I would have been gone. I don't know who her character is going to be in this, if she's just going to be somebody that just happens to get like wrapped up in it, or if she has some type of connection to maybe um some of the like previous characters, or I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see that too, like how they're going to work her in and any other new characters that are going to be on that are going to be in the movie. So yeah, I know I keep saying we'll see because it's like September, so we got a little ways to go before that comes out. But yeah, that movie, I'll say that movie should be on your radar if you're a fan of horror, or if you're a fan of like the Conjuring universe, or if you went to go see the first Nun. Probably should go see this one too. Mine as well. I didn't see the first Nun in theaters. I feel like all of the movies I've seen either on TV or online. I don't think I ever went to the theaters because, like I said, the first one came out back when I was like in high school or like just graduating high school. So back then I would have never like you wouldn't have seen me step foot in the theater to go see that because I would have been too scared. But now I'm kind of like, we'll see. We'll see. But let me know if I go see the movie, if you guys want me to do a review on it, or maybe even do just like a whole episode on like um well, at least part of the Conjuring universe, the movies that I've seen, and maybe how it connects with the other ones, and just theories on where this franchise can go, or what we want to see from it, or what we think's going to happen. I kind of like doing stuff like that too, because I know a lot of times, like I said, movies nowadays, it's like they keep going on and on and on. So it's like you're most likely going to see this again. I don't think this is going to go away, especially if this one, the second one that comes out, if it does well, they will definitely do a third one if they're not already in the works to do a third one, I would say. um so yeah, I feel like that's pretty much it. I don't want to talk too much about it because the movie isn't even out yet. But that should be a future movie review if you guys want to see it. I feel like that could be fun to talk about. um, there's some other stuff coming up too, not to get like too off topic, but there is a series. I feel like I might have mentioned this before, but maybe I didn't. There's a series coming out on HBO Max, I think next year, and it's called Welcome to Derry, and it's gonna be like about it and all that stuff. So I'm like excited to see what that's gonna do. The only thing I'm kind of sad about is that it has nothing to do with the Losers Club, so it's gonna be like different characters because it's a prequel. So it's going back to like I want to say maybe like the 60s or something. So obviously this is before the events of it chapter 1 and chapter 2. And then the other thing is I don't think Bill Skarsgård is reprising his role as Pennywise. I could be wrong, don't quote me. That's what I've read so far, that he's not going to be, playing the clown. So I don't know if they're going to get somebody else to do it. I don't even know if the clown is going to be in the series. I know he's like obviously a big part of the story. So again, not sure how they're going to do that. Kind of curious to see that. But Andy Machete, who directed the first, who directed both It films, he's behind the show. So I feel like he knows the universe, he knows the book. Hopefully he does it justice, and I'm sure Stephen King is a part of it as well. So that's one of the other like horror related things I'm looking forward to. But that's a TV show, so obviously that's a little bit different. That would be more of like an episode by episode discussion that we could potentially do, maybe depending on how the show goes, because if it's not good, I'm not about to be wasting time, trying to watch each episode and talk about it with you guys if I'm not really into it. But like I said, I feel like because who's behind it and who's working on it, I feel like it has potential to be pretty good. So but yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. Thank you for tuning in. I'm trying to check and see if so I'm able to see comments on the side, but I did set up. So if you've been watching like my previous episodes, you know that I'm using a different podcasting, like a different video podcasting platform. This is kind of new for me. So still trying to figure out how things work and everything, but I know they have an option on here where you could see where people, like if somebody chats or leaves a comment, but they also have things that you could set up, and I thought I set it up, and now I'm like not seeing it. So I'm kind of like, well, what happened to it? I don't know what happened to it. But basically, the feature is supposed to be kind of like a chat bot thing where like it could kind of monitor comments, and then it'll kind of even pop in and say like follow Tiffany's TVscape, or subscribe to the channel or something like that. And I don't see anything like that popping up. So I don't know if I just didn't like set it correctly, or maybe you have to have so many comments coming in before it does that, before it's triggered. I have no idea. But you can let me know if you see like anything like automatic, um or I should say automated, that would like pop up on the screen or something like that on the chat part. That's where it should be at, and I don't see that. But anyway, that has nothing to do with the nun too. So I'm gonna go. I don't want to make these episodes too long. I'm trying to kind of narrow it back down to like maybe like 30 minutes or so. Um, I feel like the hour episode should be reserved for maybe like when I have a guest on or if I'm doing like something more in depth. But I just don't want to bore you guys is what I'm saying. So again, you could let me know like your any of your feedback on really anything. It doesn't even have to be on what we just talked about, just anything having to do with the podcast. I'm open to hearing it. You could definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel for new episodes and when I go live every Saturday at 1 p.m. You could follow my Facebook page as well. I try to kind of keep that updated. I feel like those are the two social platforms that I'm trying to keep updated the most. I do have Twitter and Instagram, but I'm not on there as much. I haven't been like really good with updating and stuff. But of course, you could follow me on there. I have all my social names in the description box. So if you're, tuning into this on YouTube, you should be able to go to the description box. It should say that, hopefully. I think I put it there. So if you want to follow me on those platforms, that's all strictly um, podcast related information. The only thing that's not is I think the TikTok. That's just like my personal TikTok if you want to follow me on there. But again, anyway, thank you for tuning in. Like I said, I don't want to make this too long. I will see you guys next weekend, same time, same place. And then we're gonna jump back into like, doing movie reviews, TV reviews, and like episode discussions. I miss doing that. It's sad because I don't have Barry to do that with. I was doing that quite a bit with Barry, and now we don't have that anymore. But it's okay. There's plenty of other like films, TV stuff coming out, so we'll have plenty of content to talk about and discuss. Um, but yeah, I'll see you guys then, and hopefully you guys have a good rest of your weekend. And I'll see you next week. Bye.